Hello, hello, hello. Happy Tuesday, everybody. So excited to see all of you beautiful people in chat that I've been seeing you guys for the past 5 minutes. We've been waiting for the timer to tick down and get this thing rolling. You know we got to get this started, man. Shout out to Roddy for getting the show together. Shout out to Chase for getting the graphics together. And shout out to Hot Rod for getting the videos edited and turned around super quick so that we can enjoy all this beautiful content that we make. Hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful start to the week. I sure have. I've been able to spend time with the family this week early on, got some videos made. It'll be kind of a quick show this week. We have a little bit of travel. I'm going to Gainesville for those of you that maybe saw on social media. Maybe you guys didn't. I will be hosting our favorite Sketch versus Kyle Pitts in a game of college football 26 in Gainesville to celebrate UF versus Texas. It's going to be elite. It's going to be fun. There's going to be a lot of banter and good vibes. And as a gamer, I can relate to Stretch. As a former Atlanta Falcon, I can relate to Kyle Pitts. It's going to be a great time. I'm excited to get that show off on the road, on the run, something like that. Who the hell knows? But I also will say, shout out to UVA for absolutely waxing the Noles in overtime in a close game. Not a waxing, but a really nice win for the Who's up there in Charlottesville. Have not been back to a game since I left. Life has been crazy, but hopefully I'll get back to a game eventually. I will also say, guys, this morning, I spent about an hour breaking down the Packers offensive film versus the Cowboys. That video will be live on my YouTube channel tomorrow. It was maybe, looking back at it, I was a little bit harsher than I wanted to be, but watching that film made me sick. And hopefully it doesn't make you as sick as it made me to watch it and break it down. However, it will be live on YouTube tomorrow. But that's going to lead us into our first little thing here. Let's talk about the rundown, guys. The Cowboys and the Packers tied. One thing I want to say about this, and maybe this is our first clip of the night. The NFL overtime rules need another overhaul. No one, and I mean no one, wants to end any game in a tie, except for Matt LaFleur, maybe. He seemed okay to end it in a tie the other night, but give us new overtime rules. And I don't even think we need college football overtime rules. We don't need the ball starting on the plus side of the field. Give me opening kickoff, normal gameplay. Each team gets a chance as is, okay? Each team gets a chance. But then I want to see, after each team scores a touchdown or a field goal or whatever they want to do, this next round of things, don't end it in a tie. Place the ball on the 40-yard line. Make them score a touchdown. No field goals, because we know NFL kickers are pretty accurate. They're bombing from 60 plus every single game this year. Give me normal NFL overtime rules for each possession, and then after the first possession that each one gets, if we still have a ball game, put the ball on the 40-yard line going in. No more field goals, no more extra points, none of that. Make the team score touchdowns and then make them go for two. And if they both score a touchdown and both get the 2-point conversion or don't get the 2-point conversion, then we get a sudden death 2-point shootout at the very end of the game. That's what I would like to see, because there's nothing worse than looking at the rankings and the standings and all of this stuff on the schedules and seeing 2, 1, and 1, and it just throwing everything off at the end of the year. There's going to be teams that do not make the playoffs because of this tie, and I just don't like it. You spend all week prepping, you spend all week watching all this and that. I don't want a tie. Nobody wins when you have a tie. I hate it. I don't want to see it anymore, but we got to talk about what's wrong with the Packers. And I will say, you got to give some love to the Dallas Cowboys here, because they are resilient. An absolute resilient team that loses guys, has people beat up, this, that, and the third. Still put up 40 points on the Packers defense that just acquired Micah Parsons and paid him, what, $40-some million a year? Without their best receiver on offense. As good of a look as it is for the Cowboys is an equally as bad look for the Packers. But even though the Packers put up 40 points, overtime helped. I want to talk a little bit about their offense and some of the things that you guys will see going into the film breakdown that I've already recorded that will be going live tomorrow. There's 2 to 3 things that really stood out for me. First down and second down play calling got extremely conservative at times. Not having aggression at midfield on 4th and 1, taking a delay of game to punt when you have all the momentum in the world. You've walked up and down the field all game long. Hated it a lot. And then at the very end of the game, going, what was it? Screen, throw, kick, when your quarterback's been dealing all game long. I counted it, and then I forgot the count because it's been a long day, but I'm pretty sure the Packers had 10 to 12 designed screen/RPOs at the line of scrimmage in the entire game against a depleted Dallas Cowboys defense. It was just not good. It was not good. I did not love the play calling. Yes, they put up points, but too many times were they in 3rd and long or 4th and long where they went for it at the end of the game to keep the game alive. Shout out Golden, shout out Love, where like Love needed to make spectacular plays after having just the ball taken out of his hands on the first 2 downs. Jordan Love consistently has the ball taken out of his hands in considerably important downs all throughout the game, and they continue to do it against lesser opponents. For whatever reason, the Packers will go all in against teams that put up a fight, or on paper, they should have to put up a fight. But they go super conservative and think they're just going to run all over the Browns. They're just going to dink and dunk all over the Browns, lose. Then they go super conservative against the Cowboys defense, who's terrible in critical situations, and they just give up momentum. They give up free yards. It just doesn't look good. I'm tired of seeing the Packers go conservative when it matters the most, just because teams are lesser talented than them. They've gotten out coached 2 weeks in a row to teams that should not have been on the field with them at the end of the game. And we know where that falls. And people here do know that maybe I don't have a whole lot of love in the Packers organization for some of the coaching decisions, but that's besides the point, because when you turn on the film, and you guys will see the film tomorrow, we're not going to watch the film tonight, you can see it all over the place in decision-making, in the types of play calls, and only really going after it when you need to. I'm tired of seeing it. But I will say Packers defense needs to pick it up. Packers need to stop being so weak on offense in decision-making, and they need to be better in situational football. Because if you put the Packers in the same situation that the Chiefs are in often, the Chiefs may play like crap all game long. But when it comes down to situational football, the Chiefs are going to go after it. I want to see the Packers go after it. But we got to talk about the next guy, because good Lord, George Pickens showed up, showed out, and I believe he was like ADP 60, 61 in fantasy football this year. We were calling it from day one. I'm going to pat myself on the back there. I loved George Pickens when he was with the Steelers. He was a crash out king, but now he's got a quarterback. Now he has a quarterback that can throw him the ball downfield, can throw him the ball underneath, is accurate, is in rhythm, all of it. And I really want to see George Pickens get a ratings upgrade in Madden. Right now, he's sitting at an 84 overall. Speed 91, fine. Acceleration 94, fine. Strength, give me more strength, because 61 ain't it. Agility 92, I think that's fine. Jumping 96, I think that's fine. But let's talk about some of these other categories. Catching 86. George Pickens, in my opinion, has the best hands in the league. And if not, he's top 3, top 4. 86 is not reflective of his hands. Spectacular catch, yes. 98, love that. You can't give a guy, hey, don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. I know last time I talked about ratings, had some rumblings from the inside. You can't have 98 spectacular catch with 86 catching. You heard it here first. That's all I'm going to say. Catching traffic, love. Route running, I think he needs a little bit more love there. I just think George Pickens has a home. I think Dallas is going to have to pay the man. They should have the cap to do it now. And George Pickens with CeeDee Lamb, when both of them are rolling and both of them are comfortable, only 4 games into the season, by the way. When CeeDee comes back, this offense is going to be rolling. I'd love to see them beef up their O-line a little bit. And then they're a defense away from being competitors in the NFC East. So Cowboys, you got a quarterback. Dak Prescott's been slinging. He's so underrated. People don't give him enough love. But George Pickens, in my opinion, could be considered top 5 receiver in the league. Definitely top 10. I think a lot of people are still going to be sleeping on him. They're just going to say he's a jump ball specialist, this and that. George Pickens has so much more to his game than people give him credit for. And I just don't understand why people keep sleeping on him. But what can I say? Wide receiver 5 in fantasy football, called it first. But we got to move on, because we got to talk about another guy that is an absolute dog who we've got to spend a lot of time with this offseason. Loved all the time I got to spend with Jaxson Dart, both the rookie premiere, got to see him at the combine, talk shop a little bit. Jaxson Dart, man. We've been calling it from the time before he got drafted. The film spoke for itself. You know here, guys. You know that I love film. I feel like I can watch guys in the film room, and as long as their situations are okay in the NFL, like I feel like we can be pretty predictive of their success as long as they don't go off the wall. Jaxson Dart showed every sign of being a franchise quarterback in college. He transferred over into preseason and showed that from preseason week 1, he was ready to be the starter of the Giants. It took them 3 weeks to bench Russell Wilson, and Jaxson Dart and shout out to Scattaboo are bringing some swag back to New York. And even though they lost Neighbors, who he will be back, he'll be back next year. I'm excited to see what they can do. I'm really excited to see what they can do. His game translates, obviously. He can run the ball. He can throw the ball. He's pretty savvy as a passer. Has a good back shoulder package that he's worked on. And not to mention, dude, I really love watching him play football. And him matched up with the Giants defense, I like it. It's a recipe for success. I think regardless of what happens this year with the Giants, they have some guys that are hurt and whatnot. I really think that Jaxson Dart's going to be the guy for them for the future. I think they're going to build around him. You guys saw my Madden rebuild. We did a Madden rebuild. How long ago was it? I think it was right at the beginning of the season where, let's see, 1 month ago, where we benched Russell Wilson out the gate and started Jaxson Dart. One season was kind of tough. But year 2, we led the Giants to the Super Bowl while drafting Nick Harbor and Jeremiah Love. Not saying they're going to get Jeremiah Love because he'll probably get drafted higher than that. But hey, the Giants are a big body freak receiver away from adding to Neighbors and having a true problem on the back end of their offense. I see people, worried about Jaxson Dart. He's not going to last. I'm not hearing it. I'm not hearing it at all because I absolutely love Jaxson Dart. But I will say, before we get out of this category, you guys over there at MetLife have got to do something about that turf. There's no way that you guys can roll in real grass for soccer games, but can't roll in real grass for your, $15 million receiver. I mean, Neighbors is going to be probably 30, 40, $45 million receiver one day per year. Easily. Get some grass. Do what the Cardinals do. Texture it up. Make sure it's all good. Roll that bad boy up every week. Do what you need to do. But you got to do something. Stop being so dang cheap because you're costing people years of their careers and you're just wasting money. Can we get a fact check on how much grass costs per year? Can we get a fact check, somebody? I think we're going to get a little fact check here. Let's go. Let's see. We're going to see how much would it cost to have grass in MetLife Stadium? Boop, 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 boop. Annual maintenance for a cold weather team is estimated at $2 to $3 million per year, and a one-time installation costing about $2 million. So, if the cap space is $279 million, you're talking a couple percentage points of your cap. That doesn't count against the cap, but that's how much it costs to go and get grass. Malik Neighbors, if he's making $45 million a year when he gets his new contract and grass stops him from tearing an ACL, I think that'd be worth it. They invest all this money into new technology for cleats and helmets and all this and that. Come on. Give us grass. But alas, we've got to talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars defense. Crazy stat. The Jaguars last year, okay? I believe they had 9 turnovers over the entire season? Maybe that is the right number, maybe it's not. But the Jacksonville Jaguars through 4 games have more turnovers than they did the entire 17 games last year. That's incredible. And that is why they're sitting at 3-1 and knocking off teams that have some stuff to them. And now you got the Jaguars this week. Is it a Monday Night Football game? Is it Monday Night Football, Jaguars versus Chiefs? This is not going to be a little slap game. This is going to be a dogfight. And I'm not going to lie to you. We get Monday Night Football with the Chiefs in Duval. I wouldn't be shocked to see the Jaguars get it done. I wouldn't be shocked. I'm not going to write off the Chiefs because the Chiefs, man, situational football, back against the wall, don't matter. That defense shows up. Patrick Mahomes finds a way to get it done, and Andy Reid typically has a good plan. But ETN's running hard. ETN's breaking tackles, getting in space. Trevor Lawrence isn't doing as many weird things, and their defense is the best defense in the league when it comes to turnovers. If they can cut out the penalties, which I believe they might be first in the league in penalties as well, that's going to be the deciding point of this game. You guys want to talk about who's going to win Monday Night Football? If the Jaguars don't have as many penalties as they typically have been, they're going to win. But they also have to create turnovers. But I promise you, the Chiefs are probably going to have a plan for that. So it's going to be a dogfight. I expect a really good Monday Night Football game. Cannot wait. It's going to be good. But I also need to talk about the flip side of this, guys. The 49ers are in trouble. And yes, they might be 3-1. They might be 3-1, but a non-mobile, non-healthy Brock Purdy shouldn't be playing football right now. He, in my opinion, doesn't truly help them be what they need to be unless he's mobile. He doesn't really have a better arm than Mac Jones. Traditionally, Purdy thrives on anticipation, accuracy, and scramble ability. The offense actually looked like it was operating a little bit better with just Mac Jones when Brock Purdy can't move. And right now, Purdy's toe obviously was bothering him. He's had 4, 5, 6 turnovers in the past 2 games. He's still the guy. He's getting paid a lot of money to be the guy, but we're looking at a tough situation with Brock right now because in my opinion, he doesn't help the team when he's not healthy, when he can't move. They're going to have to make some really tough decisions. This week alone, he's not even practicing. They play Thursday night against the Rams. I think the Rams are going to absolutely dog walk them personally. But Brock Purdy is one of those guys that if he's not super healthy, he shouldn't be on the field, in my humblest of opinions. I got to see him up close and personal for a lot of time when I was with the 49ers. I was his backup, and his game relies so heavily on him being able to move, make people miss, break tackles, scramble. And against that Rams D front with Verse, I don't know, man. I don't know. They're going to have to feed Christian McCaffrey, feed him, just to even have a chance to stay in this game. They got a lot of injuries on defense. They got injuries on offense everywhere. This is the 49ers way, man. They play such hard-nosed physical football that over the course of the season, it's really hard to keep guys on the field. And I think that's why by the time they get to the Super Bowl, like the past few times they fall short because they just don't have enough juice left in the tank. I feel like I've never seen people talk about Purdy's movement like this. Learn something new every day. Yeah, man. We watch a lot of ball now here, brother. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I watch more football now than I ever did when I was playing in the NFL. And I watched a lot of film when I was playing, especially on the defenses that we were playing against that week. But so much time in the NFL is focused on learning your game plan for that specific week. It's a lot of time. New calls, new shifts, motions, formations, a lot of new stuff every week when you're playing offense in the NFL against some of these exotic defenses. But now that I don't have to learn offenses every week, I replace that time with just watching ball and watching film. You learn a lot from taking a aerial view and looking down. When sometimes when you're in the thick of it and you're worried about this alignment here and the timing of this route and this, I like where I'm being able to see things from right now. And right now the 49ers have problems that are going to start adding up. That's what I will say. And nobody in their division's a cakewalk either. Cardinals can go toe-to-toe, which they already did. They're going to see them again later. The Seahawks look like a unit. The Rams, problem. Niners might be 3-1, but I would not be shocked to see them start to flutter. But let's get to the next one. Let's talk about the AFC North, guys, because the AFC North is not what I predicted it to be this year. I thought the Baltimore Ravens would be handling business. I thought the Browns would be stinky, which they are. Got a new quarterback coming in, though, Dylan Gabriel. And then the Steelers, finding ways to get it done. And the most encouraging thing, if you're a Steelers fan, you thought they lost their defense. At least I did for the few weeks that we've been watching. They're starting to get it back a little bit. I know they played Carson Wentz across the pond and everything in Dublin, but the Steelers' style of football is just hard to play against. Week in and week out, they're going to strap it up. They're going to be efficient. They're going to take care of the football, and their defense is going to start turning it up. And if the Steelers can jump out to a lead early and force teams to start passing the ball a little bit more, that's when Watt becomes a true factor. The Steelers have one of those weird models for success that's a little bit more old school, and it works, especially in this division. Because right now, let's see in chat, what's the funniest thing Rodgers said to me? I got some Rodgers stories, don't worry. You got Jake Browning stinking it up with the Bengals. No shade or anything, but it's been a rough few weeks. Started off hot, brought him back, but it's not looked good. The Browns are now on their second quarterback, and they just keep stinking it up, even though they beat the Packers. Can't believe gross. And then you got the Ravens, who look like they've been through war. Half of their team is out for a few weeks. It's gross. But the Steelers look like the top dog, and I'm going to have to probably go look at some Steelers futures plays here. Let's see. I got some questions here before we get to the next one. What was your first interaction with Aaron? Well, here we go. Story time. When I was first signed to the Green Bay Packers, it was me, Jordan Love, Blake Bortles. I think that was it, and Aaron Rodgers. But Aaron Rodgers was not there. He was on his journey. He was holding out for his contract. So they brought me in to be a camp arm. Long story short, we go through it all, and I beat up Blake Bortles. Get to stick around through training camp. And day one of training camp, I go in, I get, my locker all ready, get all my stuff in there, and I go to take a pee. Go to the bathroom. And I had not met Aaron Rodgers yet. And lo and behold, who walks up to the stall next to me? Maybe not exactly next to me. Maybe it was one stall difference. But Aaron Rodgers. And I introduced myself to Aaron Rodgers while in the middle of peeing. And it's a moment I'll never forget in my life. We both locked eyes. We looked at each other. I said, "Hey, man, I'm Kurt. I'm the new quarterback here." And he said, "Oh, I know. I've seen you on Twitter." And that's how Aaron and I became friends, right there in the John. Yes, we locked eyes. And there were dividers in that bathroom. COVID season. All right. But yes, now we got to talk about some undefeated teams. Okay, guys, locked eyes midstream. Here we go. The Eagles and the Bills are the only two undefeated teams left. Let's talk about these games, though. The Eagles just find ways to turn it on, turn it off, kind of get by just with enough. Some way, somehow, the Eagles just keep winning. But the Bills, though, kind of a little bit shaky last week against the Saints. The Saints kept it close, and the Saints have been kind of keeping it close against most teams. But neither of these teams feel, in my opinion, like they're untouchable. So even though they're undefeated for now, would not be shocked to see either of these teams drop games in the future. The Eagles playing obviously a tough division. They can't sleepwalk into any game or they're going to get punched in the chin. The Bills a little different when you play against the Dolphins, the Jets, and the Patriots should be okay. They got the Patriots this week. They're favored by a lot, but I don't know, man. This feels like one of the most even keel NFL runs, I'd say, where anybody could kind of rise to the top. It's still early in the season, and it's not just like any team you feel like is unbeatable. I will say, though, the Commanders struggling. JD5's out. He's hurt. Obviously, they had a close game against the Falcons, who they just lost. Like, the Commanders, the oldest roster in the league. There's just some, you kind of overperform, then you bring it back down. The Commanders remind me of the Packers from a few years ago. Packers, crazy expectations, went nuts. Then the next year took a step back, but they still found a way to make the playoffs. I don't know what the Commanders' future holds for this season, but they're playing hard. They just don't seem to have the talent that everybody else has right now. You got Scary Terry, who you just paid a ton, and he's been out. Jaden Daniels is out. Running back situation, kind of young guys, right? Like, they don't really have anything they can hang their hat on. Austin Eckler out for the year. I don't know, man. The Commanders are kind of going through it. It might just be one of those years for the Commanders where they take a step back, don't make the playoffs, and then reload for next year. Who knows? But I will say, I'm going to leave this talk about the Eagles with one note. Get A.J. Brown the ball. Get him the ball. Get him the ball. I don't care if you're winning games or not. He doesn't care about how much money he's being paid. He's not going to be happy making the money he makes without getting the ball. He worked his whole life to be a cream of the crop, top dog receiver, to play in the National Football League, to be a difference maker on a team, and he wants the ball. And rightfully so. He gets open. Whenever you scheme him up and whenever you need him, he bails you out. So Eagles, find a way to scheme up your guy to get the ball, just like the Rams do every single week with Puka Nacua. Puka gets, 15 targets a week, every week? A.J. Brown could at least get 8, at least. And there's no reason why he shouldn't, because Jalen Hurts is very capable. And most of these games, you're making Jalen Hurts throw with handcuffs on. It's just stupid, man. And I think if you're not going to use him, trade him. But if you feel like you need him to make it to a Super Bowl, use him. It's one of the two. And it's not even like you're force feeding him. Like, scheme up your guy to get involved with the game plan. It's just the Eagles have relied so much on being more talented on offense and just lining up and playing ball than actually being creative in their offensive side of the football to get their guys the ball. It makes no sense. I was talking to Mohamed Sanu today, a teammate of mine from the Atlanta Falcons, played 10 years in the league. We were talking about this very similar to, let's talk about an artist, was kind of the what's it called? The comparison. So imagine AJ Brown is like an artist. Okay. You're going to pay this artist $40 million to come and do some artwork in your gallery, in this cool gallery that you want a bunch of cool artwork and you want to show people what you're doing. Okay. You want to show off art. Imagine paying $40 million to one artist, and instead of giving him a full wall to paint on, you're going to give him a sticky note. A little sticky note, and you're going to say, go make the best piece of art you can with that sticky note. And that's all we want for you right now. Maybe later we'll give you a canvas. Maybe later we'll need you for a mural. But right now we just want you to stick on this little sticky note. It's not about the money. Like, your money is one thing, great. Checked box, cool, he's getting paid. But he wants to build a legacy. He's already won a Super Bowl. He's already gotten paid millions of dollars, and he keeps getting paid millions of dollars. He wants the rock. Get your boy the rock. It's not that hard. Offensive-minded offensive coordinators can scheme things up. Just get the guy the rock. But alas, we got to move on. Because we got to talk about my power rankings. And this week, these power rankings, man, they're ever changing. And they're week to week, and that's why we call them power rankings, because this is not based on if I were to start a team tomorrow, who would I pick? This is right now in the NFL, everything that you can put into this in a vacuum, all things considered, where do these guys stack up? Josh Allen is number 1 of 1. Josh Allen, I think, put on any other team, elevates a bunch of teams. Okay? Josh Allen is the heart and soul of that team, of that city, all of it. He's number 1. But Patrick Mahomes, number 2. And Patrick Mahomes got some weapons back, and he hasn't been looking so stinky. Patrick Mahomes was balling out last week, and I know the Ravens defense was abysmal. They had no help, whatever. But Pat got his swagger back, and he has been holding it together while the Chiefs have been figuring it out. He has not been the problem and the reason why they're 2-2. He's number 2, but I'd still take Josh Allen right now. And even though Lamar Jackson and the Ravens got waxed this past week, you got to put Lamar at number 3, because even just efficiency right now in the NFL, all of it, 10 touchdowns, 1 interception, that's just through the air, by the way. If you take Lamar Jackson out of the Baltimore Ravens and put him anywhere else, I think we've got a serious coaching problem in Baltimore. And I don't think it's talked about enough, because the players have been overcompensating for bad coaching for way too long. And yes, want to talk about Lamar's fumbles? Great. Most of his fumbles have come on 4th downs where they're going for it, and he's got to go try to make a play anyways. So the turnover doesn't even matter. Fact check it. But I love him there. Then Matthew Stafford at number 4. Stafford is just lights out, dialing it up, making plays all over the field. And if he was any bit more athletic, he'd be creeping up. But I think you got to cap him at 4 because he's old, but his arm is insane. He talked about cloning himself recently. Cloned Matthew Stafford, number 4 on my quarterback ranking list. Got to give love to Jalen Hurts. Consistently winning, can get it done on the ground, can get it done in the air, rises to the occasion, and has aura with it. And Justin Herbert took a few steps back. Yes, his offensive line played terrible. The Giants D-line got after them, but he didn't elevate them to the level that he did the prior few weeks. And I also think the level that he played at against the Broncos, how they won that game, that is really hard to sustain in this league. Crazy plays, crazy scrambles getting hit. Justin Herbert slid back a little bit, but again, I still like him as a top 10 quarterback. Baker Mayfield doesn't get enough love. Constantly toe-to-toe. Baker Mayfield, unless he does some crazy off-the-wall stuff, is going to be a top 10 quarterback on my list all year long, and he might just float around. And Dak Prescott doesn't get enough love either. Number 8 on my list, the Cowboys are stinky. But Dak Prescott, especially without CeeDee Lamb, I loved seeing that. That's what really got him a little bit more respect. He was able to do it with a different style, with a different receiver in Pickens, still get it done, go toe-to-toe against the Giants defense that dog-walked the Lions week 1. Sorry, the Packers defense that dog-walked the Lions. I really, really like Dak Prescott, and I think he's playing well. And if they can just button things up on defense, they're not going to be a bad team. Jordan Love, number 9. I think he's handcuffed so heavily in that offense. Every time he needed to make plays, he did. Even back to last year. Bunch of drop passes, led the league in drop passes, whatever. You want to go watch the tape, which we'll show tomorrow. Watch Jordan Love in critical downs. 3rd down, got to have it. 4th down, got to have it. Red zone, got to have it. Put the ball in Jordan Love's hands and he's going to go make a play. He might sling it. He might scramble. He might do some crazy stuff. But more often than not, he's going to make a play. And then last but not least, Jared Goff cracked my top 10 list. Now, everyone knows that I am not a Jared Goff lover. Jared Goff is helped heavily by his system, but I will say he is dealing right now whenever he's clean. And I wanted to put him in the top 10. I do think there's other quarterbacks that could have been number 10. I love Michael Penix Jr. Don't love their scheme. His stats aren't reflective of how well he's playing right now, but Michael Penix Jr. was a guy who I definitely liked. There's some other guys creeping around. Bo Nix finally getting back to what he was doing last year, even though they played against a terrible team. But this is kind of where I see the NFL's top 10 quarterbacks right now in power rankings. I will also say, I want you all to hear this. There are quarterbacks in situations that are not good that will never be on a top 10 list because they won't be able to crack it with the teams they're currently on. But guys like Kyler Murray, I think could be better than where they are now. If you guys watched that game the other night, I do read chat, guys. We just got a lot to talk about. Sam Darnold, definitely top 13 for me. Could be in the top 10 soon. I personally think that if you swapped Sam Darnold and Jared Goff, the Lions would be elevated and the Seahawks might not have as much juice. Personally, preference. Vanilla, chocolate. Sprinkles, no sprinkles. Jaxson Dart needs a lot more ball to be played before we talk about him in the top 10. But as far as aura goes, maybe we'll make an aura list next week. Let's get into the team rankings because this one we got to talk about. All right.
Not making an aura list.
Here we go. The Philadelphia Eagles are number 1. You won the Super Bowl. You keep winning games. No matter what way you're doing it, you're going to be number 1 at this point. The Bills backslid a little bit for me. They were 1, then 2, 1, 2, whatever. They're at 2 now because they almost lost to the Saints. The Aints. At home. Until late. I know they found a way to win the game. Everybody sometimes shows up to games. It's any given Sunday, whatever. I still think the Eagles are a more complete team than the Buffalo Bills. We'll see, though. Maybe we'll see them in the Super Bowl. Now the Rams. I think the Rams could easily be the best team in the NFL, but they lost to the Eagles. They should have beat the Eagles, but they lost to them. You got to finish games all throughout. You can't kick 3 or 4 red zone field goals and think you're going to be worth anything in that game. The Rams, though, could be a team that we see in the Super Bowl very easily. If you guys do remember last year, the Rams went to Philly in the playoffs in the snow and were 20 yards away from going to the championship game that probably would have sent them to the Super Bowl. The Rams are for real. The Lions, after getting dog walked by the Packers in week 1, found some rocks, chewed on them, and found their way up to the 4th spot. And they just look better. They're not asking Jared Goff to do anything that really makes them super uncomfortable. Their defense is playing really well. Aiden Hutchinson, one of the best DNs in the league, if not the best one. We'll see. Got to see how the season plays out. But the Lions defense, they're kind of becoming a strong point of their team now, which makes them really scary. I will also say the Bucs. I like the Bucs, man, and I like Baker Mayfield, and they're going to be on this top 10 list for a while, in my opinion, and they just keep finding ways to either win games or they're finding ways to stay in games against really good teams. Give me the Bucs. Also, thank you guys. Stream room looking sick. This will be the last stream from here as I have to exit the Dime Lab warehouse because we're running out of space. I'm going to take it back home, but the videos will be awesome there too. Now, the Chiefs, maybe 2-2, whatever, sleepwalk through the first few weeks of the season. I think the Chiefs are finally going to find their edge. They've got a tough game against Jacksonville this week. Like, don't make any mistake about it. But I think the Chiefs will be one of those teams that whether they win the division or not, they're at least going to be a wild card team, and you're not going to want to see them in the playoffs. The Packers still are the Packers. I think they can still win games. I think they should still, the Packers should be 4-0, man. If you watch the tape, it's like you poop down your leg and then you peed down your leg the next game. It's bad. But they dominated at certain points of everything. And if they just flip the script, which they have a bye week now coming up, this week's a bye week, I believe, for them, maybe they can just not get in their own way and start winning games instead of tying. Then you have the Chargers at 8. I think the Chargers have a big prove-it few weeks ahead of them. We don't know if they're for real or if they're for fake. We'll find out soon. The Seahawks, sneaky good. Mike McDonald, shout out to Mike McDonald. Got to spend time with him this offseason. Defensive mastermind. And his offense is playing pretty solid. But that defense can take them far, especially in an NFC that has a lot of question marks. And then lastly, this was almost the Steelers spot. This was also almost the Jaguars spot, but give me the Indianapolis Colts. You cannot be ignorant to the fact that they're having a really good start to the season. Their only loss came against the Rams, who is number 3. Weighted wins, weighted losses, all of that. They're at 10. They look like a good team. They're a solid football team. Danny Della Bill, y'all, like he is diming it up. Indiana Jones, Jonathan Taylor, absolute dog. And if it was AD Mitchell, right? If Mitchell didn't fumble his own ball at the 1 yard line out of the back of the end zone, Colts probably win that game. Like they got in their own way. So give me the Colts at 10. They could very easily be 4-0 right now. But we've got to go to our next segment. And we're going to wrap up this show tonight with a little bit of film on a guy that I love to watch playing football, Jaxson Dart. We got all of his passes loaded up. We're going to do a little intro here so Hot Rod can just get his thing rolling. 1 second. Doing it live in real time. All right, here we go. Let me think about what I want to say for the intro. Jaxson Dart's first career game in the NFL. 0-3 Giants against the 3-0 Chargers. He gets it done efficiently, on the ground, in the air, all of it, and even without his top target Neighbors who exited the game. Let's go dive into the tape and see exactly how he did what he did and how this Aura God is taking over New York. Bam. Oh my God. You guys kidding me? First time, no warm-ups? We're not ending stream. We're going to watch this live on film. First time, no warm-ups on an intro? Do you know how hard that is? Come on. All right. Let's go watch some ball. We do got to get dialed in on how I'm going to watch this, though. Please hold. All right. Let me get a little cozy here. We got to get a little cozy here. All right. Jaxson Dart. Let's watch it. Are we good? I think we're good. All right. Let's see it, Mr. Neighbors. We're going to miss Neighbors. We are going to miss Neighbors. Oh, no videos for this play, huh? I hate when they do this. You're going to give me no video for a 13-yard play?
Don't move your mic again.
Don't?
I think it's fine now. But
okay. Money. You good? Everyone say hi to Roddy.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, let's go. All right, so now we got backed up. Again, this is not going to be in the flow of the game fully because we're only watching all passes. But let's watch it. We won't get his... you know what? We're probably going to miss out on some of his design runs, but that's okay. That is okay. Let's see what we got here. We got nickel double mug, typical Madden defense. If you know me, you know I like some double mug. They're going to go. They're going to pop a guy out. They're going to rotate down. Jaxson Dart. Cool, calm, collected. Scramble, navigates, bang. Those are the plays they weren't really getting with Russ consistently. A lot of those were throwaways for him. But let's watch it. Look at how calm he is back here. So we got... looks like a stand-up. We got a load front. So this actually isn't double mug to start. It becomes now like a load mug. Great job here. Meeting him in the spot. No, you got 3 for 3. Going through his progressions. Scramble. Bam. Nice and easy. Love that. I truly think that Jaxson Dart could be just like Jalen Hurts for them. He can get it done running, kind of power run scheme downhill. He can get it done in the air. He's accurate. He can scramble and throw. He makes pretty good decisions. He had a great completion percentage and touchdown to interception ratio in college, which is translated through the NFL already. Decision maker. There we go. I don't love that play call, but I love the decision by him. He did his job. So many teams just wasting plays on these RPO bubbles. But I've literally watched so many of these today. It's not good. Too many teams are doing it. All right, we're going to get a little rotation down. What are we going to do here? You're going to go to one high, rotate down, play some hook. Oh, is that the one? No, that's not the one. Look at this ball, though. That was a Slayton. Watch Jaxson Dart. Watch his eyes. Let's see what he's looking at. 4-man front. You got your 5 plus tight end. Probably get a chip on the end. We'll see if he free releases or not. Free release. Play action. Got a little stunt and twist just like we see in Madden, but let's see what he does in the pocket. This is not clean. Not clean at all, but look at his eyes downfield, navigating softly. And look at this ball placement. Come on now. You can't throw it any better than that. To navigate the pocket the way he did, watch it one more time. Sidestep, oop, oop. Flick of the wrist, no hitch into it, nothing. And drops it on a dime. Could have been a great play, but we won't hear about it. That's fine. Won't hear about it. That's fine. I love that. That was a great play. All right, now we got a trips bunch. 2 high shell. Rotates down. We're gonna get him to rotate over. He's probably gonna rotate down, I'd imagine. Yep. Got zone. Great job navigating the pocket to start. Let's see where he could have went with this ball. See what the concept is here. All right, we got 3 jet protection. Get blitz off the slot or blitz off the weak side of the formation. Scat's got to handle it. I believe that's Scat. All right, front side. We got chip on the end, which I don't love chipping these DNs all the time because it creates no stress on these guys. When you have 2 receivers running downfield and 4 people to cover them, and you have nothing underneath immediately, it kind of makes it tough on the quarterback. Like eyes aren't even around yet for a check down. Nothing is stressing these guys. Nothing's holding him from going over here. It's just not like terrible distribution. Like, what are we doing? Need to find your running back on the check down. However, you don't even know your running back's going to check down because he technically shouldn't because his guy came on a blitz. So for all intents and purposes, it's just like bad distribution. Could have thrown it here late. It's 3rd and forever, I believe. So he's trying to make a play. Don't blame him there. Risk reward was worth trying to scramble as long as you don't turn it over. But like I don't know what you really want him to do there. I like that he was looking for a scramble. He had his eyes downfield for a while. All right, we got motion. Got your slant, but ooh, look a little sketchy there. What's he going to do with it? Nope. Oh my gosh. The New York Giants Football Club. What are we doing? We got a scat protection for sure. That's tough. That is, I'm not going to lie, this defense is also tough to play against. You want to be able to throw it here, but this popper kind of scares you. I get that. Then you're short here because they blitz engage or engage pop out. Jeez, oh Pete, man. Way to eat it, though. Way to eat it. Let's watch this from the back view. So you got an empty protection, okay? Empty protection. He motions around. You're basically telling your line that they have to slide one way or the other. Okay? What we did when I was in the NFL is whenever we went scat to a side, so let's say scat, we'll say that this is probably going to be 2 scat, I'm assuming. 2 scat, meaning the line is going to slide this way. What we did was we would always go big on big, and the guard would double bump, meaning if you had a blitzer from depth, like this would be considered more depth. This is technically the D end. What would happen is the guard would pop here and then bump this guy. So he'd pop shed, bump the second guy. He would stay locked on him. That way you at least get like presence, And a lot of times you're not going to have two guys going into the same gap. But here, these guys and their protection rules is they squeeze instead of bumping. Which, if you're playing against this defense and you know that they bring it from different ways and they, they go up, drop out, all that stuff, like they got these guys, they're doing that to get free rushers, and then they're taking advantage of your passing rules or your protection rules. And so that's just, ugh. That's just gross. Just big chilling. Big chilling. Don't like those rules. If you're going to run scat protection, I believe you should be double bumping. But what do I know? Just a guy with a mouse. All right. Now, this is the situation. We are 3rd and 13. Let's see what we can do. Nice job, Jaxson Dart. All right, we're going to go trips right. Probably a 3-jet here. Got this odd blitz package. They're trying to mess up your pass protection rules in the West Coast scheme. They're bringing 4. You should be good. You're sliding this way. You're definitely good. You got one-on-one over here. Maybe we'll get a little chip presence on the backside. No, we don't. That's fine. They're going to run twists and stunts. Got him. Slide side. Bam. Love this. Climb in the pocket. Slightly late to the spot, but he found him. Drop step. Get vertical. Should be close to a first down, but I don't believe so. Let's see what they do on the next play. Probably going to run the ball, if I'm being honest. They probably ran the ball. Let's see. 1st and 10, they ran the ball, got the first down. All right. Double right clamp. Let's go past 35. Nope, we're going to go Ralph. Ralph slide. Guy in your face. Oh, that was close. That was close. At least he saw him. This is tough. Because this no man's land for this guy, what you really want to tell this slider is you want to force this guy underneath of you off the edge. You want to cross and force him behind you because the quarterback's rolling out. These are just like small little nuances. Like this going under instead of over completely screws Dart. And you can't throw that to you because he's got a guy in his face. Like you can't just like lollipop over to get tipped, maybe picked. But I do love this attempt on the throw. Gets hit on delivery, fine. He's gonna pop back up. But like these are the little baby nuances of the game that I'm like, when in doubt, know the play. This is why it's important, in my opinion, to know like the quarterback's footwork and like launch spots and where's the play designed. Because for him, as the slider, he's probably like, oh, dude, like, oh, got him. I'm open. Like, oop, no, like you just caused chaos. But I don't know how they're teaching it either. In my opinion, like run through him and buy time for your quarterback. Because at that point, he's just throwing the ball away. It's all a puzzle. Can't try to be a piece that doesn't fit in my opinion. A little RPO. Good timing. Ball's out. Get more than half of it back. Nice. And let's see. This is where you get it, dude. 3rd and 10. Like this is Jaxson Dart season right here. 3rd and 10. Double mug. We love double mug in Madden. You know they're going to be playing zone. At least you believe they're going to be playing zone. Probably not going to be playing man like this to a stack. There you go. Zone. Drops back. Probably could have went there. But he's going to go get out and make a play. He knows he can do that. Nice. Nice. 3rd and 10. Whatever you got to do to get the first, man. All right. We got a nice little sustained drive here. We got a speed set. 3 to the field. Okay. We're going to motion across. Nobody goes with him. You know it's going to probably be zone. That's a toss. They're going to give him a pass on that. Oh, my God. Scat. I'm so glad you guys like the breakdowns, man. Thank you guys for being here. I love watching ball. I love talking ball. Love you guys being here to enjoy it. All right. Trips left bunch. Safety in the middle of the field. Press man. What are we looking at here? Just going to go right to the flat. 2nd and short. He was trying to get the first down. See what this route looked like back here. Nothing. Inside release on a fade is not ideal. But good job. Get him into third and short. Make it manageable. They must have gotten it on a run play or something. All right, let's see. Little fake motion over there. We got trips left, kind of stacky. Oh, sorry. I thought that was a... We got double. His stance for a second made me think he was a tight end. Wow. All right, here we go. Double right clamp or dose. Play action. We got that Ralph again. Oh, man. It's just not working for him. Just not working for him. Think you got to trust it here and throw it to him. Let him get his few yards and get down. That's what they're going to tell him. Just trust him and throw it here. That's all you got to do. No turnover, nothing. That's fine. I know they'll be telling him that in the film room, but I also don't love that play call right there, to be honest. Don't love it. Let's see if they let him drop back and rip it. Oh my gosh. Let's just pour one out for Jaxson Dart here. Look at this, man. Let's watch this from the back view. The Giants in next draft in 2026 need to be focusing on offensive linemen. We got a load front. I think this is I don't know if this is a linebacker or a lineman, but say this is more load. I mean, what are we doing? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, bro. Oh. Nice job throwing it away, not taking a sack. That's crazy. That is crazy. But okay, where are we at in this game? 13-10, third quarter, a lot of ugliness, but Jaxson Dart, like what he's been asked to do, he's only made maybe one true mistake with where he went with the ball, in my opinion, maybe two. And nothing's been detrimental, and he's gotten them really good chain movers on third and long. Like, he's winning in situational football, and he's taking care of the football, and he's getting it done with his feet. You can win football games like that. Four-man rush, pulls it down. Okay, love that. Third down again. Like, could he have thrown this pass here? He wanted to. He was winding up to do it. But I know what he felt was this guy. He's got to know that that's still open, though. He doesn't know that this guy's going to slip. Because, like, right there, that looks like dude's about to drive down on that. And at the point of where this ball is going to be caught, that could be bang, bang a little bit. We'll see. But we won't see because he's going to pull it down. This also isn't a great angle for the quarterback, by the way. You've got to flatten that off. Look at him running that. It's like a Arches, Texas upfield. I probably wouldn't have thrown that either. You want to come flat on this route. Break off the angle, because right now, if he lets go of this ball and he doesn't slip, he's going to get smacked. So Jaxson Dart, looking out for his guys, no hospital balls. Going to take off. Knows he needs a couple yards. And those like real-time processing of the goal, the outcome of the play that you need versus the real-time probabilities of those things happening if I throw a contested pass, or do I know I have space to run? Jaxson Dart's going to run, and he should, because he can. That was close. He just get flattened. I like this play design, though. A little tight end Liko Ruski. Is that Theo Johnson? See what it looks like. Pop him over. Little fake toss. I believe this is a touchdown that they threw in preseason with him. Fake toss. But oh my gosh, dude. Like, what are you working to? What are we doing? Yeah, I probably would have missed that pass too. You can't help on someone that's not yours for longer than you think. You've got to take yours, assuming that's where they're going. Like, look at this. This is the Giants in a nutshell right now. Okay. If their responsibilities are this way and they get blitz from this way, okay? $76, believe that's Runyon, maybe. Got to be a little bit quicker there, but he gets his guy. 61 doesn't trust Runyon enough, and lets his guy come through. Like, he should not be taking those false steps down. And now he's a free blitzer. Like, they don't quite trust each other yet. They don't quite trust each other. And they're close. They're very close. But I think they'll get better as the season goes on up front. But here we go. 13-10 still. Ball on the 1 yard line. 3rd and 13. Oh, this is not a position you'd like to be in. Okay, what are we thinking here? We need to know that we cannot take a sack. Obviously, we can't hold the ball too long to where we risk a potential holding call, because that's also a safety, and we cannot put the ball in danger. If we can get a completion, take it. Get our punter a little bit more room. If we cannot get a completion, throw it away. Looks like we got 17. What happened there? Did he short arm it? Did it get tipped? We'll find out from this view. But he had the completion. Just trust it. I've seen him make every throw in the book. We'll see. Nope, just darted it. Gotta get the ball up. I think it comes down to his feet. I don't think his release is actually that long, guys. It's not crazy long. Like, he can turn it on and turn it off. We've seen it. I think his feet need to speed up just slightly. Touchdown. I'll take it. That was a good play design. Man, you love to see creative play design down in the low red, don't you? All right. Right now, third quarter, 21-18. We still got a ball game. Still got a ball game here. Motion across. Quads. Get Scat just running downhill. Okay. It's the same exact play the Packers ran with Josh Jacobs last night. 2 nights ago. Gosh, 2 nights ago. Blitz off the slot. What up, Scat? Oh my gosh. Why is it that Scat is more aggressive to the point of contact than the tackles? Holy, let's watch this. This might be a clip. The Giants need offensive line help. Look at Scat's aggressiveness versus their offensive line's aggressiveness. You want to look at a guy just willing to stop someone in his tracks, while meanwhile, you just got leakage everywhere, softness. We need better than that. Just a lot of guys looking around, pointing fingers, not being sure of who's got what where. But when you watch it from this view, I bet the Giants would be better off right now with 5 scats across the line of scrimmage. No shade on anybody, but this is something that you'll see in film against one of the best heavy-hitting guys in the league, Derwin James, off the edge. You want to talk about a heavyweight matchup? Look at this. Boom. No movement. Stonewalled. 72 just drifting. These guys. Motley crew of guys. 61 doing his job. Think that's Runyon. Looks like he's doing his job. But what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? We got a popper over here. But he pops a little bit too much, popping that thing. And now he's got no work. Just going to throw hands on a D lineman, stay engaged. Your quarterback has no help at all. But okay. If you're a quarterback with this bad of no line, what do you do? You look for completions everywhere you can get them as often as you can. That's what you look for. But all right, Jaxson Dart, can you stay unfazed because your O-line has been poopy? Let's see it. Quick motion him out. Got a guy matching him? Maybe. You see the space between here and here? That tells you he's going to most likely rotate down to this NY. He's going to go to one high shell. That's going to be cover 3 hook. Great job. Nice job getting vertical too. What up, Slayton? What up, Slayton? All right, we got 13:54 left in the game. Big time drive here could end this thing. 4-man rush. 5-man pro plus running back help. Oh my God. It hurts. It hurts to watch. This Giants O-line. The Giants need to invest all of their offseason capital into offensive linemen because this is not it. You got these guys doing their job over here. But when look, this is a slide side. They're doing a cross jet here. So it's going to be cross 2 jet. He's got man-to-man. He's got man-to-man. These 3 for these 2. There's no other pressure. Don't know why he's twerking around his neck like that. Looking everywhere he shouldn't. Stay on your side. But these guys, look at Scat though. Scat with a little stone. Oh, come on, Scat. Damn. I'm telling you, give me 5 Scats up front. This is how you get paid in the league. And he's doing this in the run game and in the pass game. Third and whatever, you're going to want Scat on the field at running back. You're going to want him on the field because that is stopping a man in his tracks. And you've got Scat stopping somebody in his tracks better than these 2 can block one person. You kidding me? Scattaboo is the best offensive lineman that the Giants have. Clip that. And here's why. Bam. Bam. Meanwhile, you got Scat 1 for 1 on a DN that's going to hit a little stunt, but you got 2 people to block 1 in 92, and neither of them can get it done together. But Scat can. Ugh, the Giants. Blech. Maybe that is a clip. Let's just clickbait Scattaboo here. All right. Let's see. Jaxson Dart. We got odd front, 3-man rush, maybe a little spy potential. We got 3 people rushing. Got some time here. Looks like the ball could potentially be spit out here. That's where it should go. And he's got to come back downhill. But it's 3rd and forever. And I know that he does not want to throw an interception. He wants to take care of the football. Also, you see this safety. I know there's a lot to see downfield. I don't know. I wouldn't. Don't put your receivers. If you're in this position right here, receivers, please don't put your hand up. That's not open, buddy. That's an over the top pick waiting to happen, in my opinion. But this is where the ball should go. Don't know what the reads were, but Dart's going to try to get them a few yards to get them in a field goal range, which seems to be. Let's see. Hold on. How did they get the ball back here? Am I tripping? Maybe they got the ball back on a short field. Did not get the field goal. Here we go. Nice job. Now he's getting decisive. And again, this is his very first start against a 3-0 team with a really good defense. Like a really good defense. It doesn't get much harder, in my opinion, in the NFL. There's a few other defenses that are better, but scheme-wise, this is like kind of tough to play against. Especially when they can get pressure with 4. There's so many guys back there playing coverage. But okay, here we go. Jaxson Dart. Blitz off the slot. Can you recognize it? Nice job. You got to do what you got to do. Good thing he can make a play. Like, that is your job. Your job is to go throw it out there. If they blitz off the slot, you got to just hope that your guy can make a play. Hate that play design, though. I'm tired of seeing the inside zone RPOs with a bubble. Give me something better than that. All right, we got a boot again. Here we go. Look at this. Look at this. Do you see what he did here? This is what he should have done on that first play we were talking about. If you guys are here from the beginning of the breakdown. You cannot run underneath the guy. Run over top of him. Let him blow you up. Jaxson Dart. Almost got him. Oh my gosh. Could have had one of his plays of his career early. And that, I believe, was on 4th down. So he got a little, went a little bit extra there. This is awesome, man. Jaxson Dart, 4th and 3. I know this play didn't turn out how they wanted to. But this is what happens when you give a guy like him a chance to go make a play for you. Do you have a great play call? No. Do they have it completely strapped? Yes. But, oop, Going to make somebody miss. Going to give your guy a chance. Just got to come down with it. That should be a catch. It's got to be a catch. But 4th and 3 right there would have put that game away. And it wasn't so put away from that. But I love the play out of Jaxson Dart. That's really why we're watching this, by the way. Got to catch that. We've seen crazier catches in the league. But that's okay. Because right now, 21-18. 2 minutes, 38 seconds left. Can you close this game? Got to make some critical plays here to close this game. Okay, going to drop back. Going to bring pressure. 5-man rush. Go through your reads. Look at this. Now, this looks simple. Outside in. Quick release. I know people said his windup was slow or whatever. I don't see it. I do not see it. Looks like he can change his arm speed to me. Quick release. Ball out. Good spot. 10 yards. And I believe that's it. So, what I saw out of Jaxson Dart from his film, I saw a guy that was pretty decisive. I saw a guy that got better as the game went on. And he stepped up in critical downs. He got hit a ton, got sacked a ton. His linemen bluffed all over the place, let people through. He didn't let it shake him. And the Giants, in my opinion, got to see everything they needed to out of their quarterback, who will be the future of this franchise, against a 3-0 Chargers team with a good defense. With an offensive line that was really bad. With a receiving room that got dwindled down by receivers. I loved what I saw out of Jaxson Dart, and I think he's going to have a really good career. I cannot promise that their whole season's going to go great this year, but if they can nail the draft and nail free agents in the offseason and build around him, the Giants aren't going to be anybody that people could just walk all over, especially not with that defensive line. Bam, that's the outro. Doing a YouTube video live on a show, this is incredible. I would love for you guys to go when this video goes live. Probably go live maybe tomorrow afternoon after the Packers one. Maybe the next day. Who knows? I got some travel so we can drag it out. Would love to say you saw it live. So thankful that you guys are here for my show. Thank you guys so much for being here. We're going to do this every single week. Every single Tuesday, same time, same place. See Roddy twerking right now with the old mouse. Thank you guys. I watch film like this all the time. I break it down live on this show. I break it down pre-recorded, all that good stuff. Make sure you guys follow me across the board, especially on Twitter. We get a lot of inbound of what you guys want to see from Twitter, a lot of crowdsourcing. So follow me there. Before we leave, though, I want to thank our sponsor, EA, for putting this together, per usual, supporting us with everything we need to make this show come to life. Thank you so much. Want to shout out Roddy for getting the show together, producer Roddy. Shout out to Hot Rod for editing this stuff like normal on the back end. And shout out Chase for getting all the graphics made. Last but not least, shout out to you guys, man. Thanks for being here. Thanks for vibing. Until next time, I'll see you guys in Gainesville this weekend with EA, Sketch, and Kyle Pitts.